then click on the subscribe button and make sure you don't miss anything.
Before we start this video, make sure y'all like, comment, and share, and also subscribe. Fest. Just make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, especially share this video.
Hey gang, it's in the building.
Hey.
Let me tell you, I've been having technical difficulties all day. Cause I said to myself, I was like, I'm gonna stream. I said I can do here. Then I said I can record it for put it on my personal Instagram. But that's like for YouTube purposes and my page and all that. I said I'm a live streaming. I got my computer hooked up, everything
Okay.
hooked on up,
We know
and
you don't
freaking
play.
Zoom was acting fool.
We know you don't play with the technology.
Right.
And that is the reason why I invited you, or one of the reasons why I invited you to the team, because sister girl, that is not my forte. So
Like, you know, that
you
is
gonna get me together though. You gonna get me
right.
together.
Look, I'm the one. Let me turn my stuff this way.
So
People.
can we record this while we doing this? Is it
Yeah,
possible to record it? Okay.
you can screen record. I don't know if hey everybody that's coming on in. I am with the president, the queen herself, Laila Little, aka Laila Little, because I don't want to butcher her married name, and you know be respectful, because I
Shout
will
out to
butcher
all my
somebody's name in a minute.
Nigerians, all my Nigerians. You see what I'm wearing? You see what I'm wearing?
You see, look at that. You see that
Okay. Yeah.
for the
But
peoples.
we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about that later on. Hey, that's my photographer is on. Hey Chris.
Hey.
So we are already 7 minutes late, so I don't know if you want to jump back in and then can't we repost it and they can
Yeah,
watch it here?
we can start back whatever. You know, this is live, so we can start back from whatever.
Okay, so I'm ready when you are.
Okay, people. So we are going to talk about the IDDL, like I've been telling y'all on my personal page, and you know now on my business page. You know that now me being part of the league, I think it's time to be the forefront because right now the payments dry. Ain't nobody really talking about double dutch. Ain't really no league putting themselves out there. There's jump rope leagues, which we will eventually, you know, reach on out, but not now. Two different jump rope people, jump rope leagues. But right now, I told Layla, I said this is the time to put your the lead out there, put yourself out there, and what you do, and get the people because we at a time that you know I know that we are in a pandemic and everything going so, but we can still
Hey,
do different
fantastic.
things and you know reach out to the folks and get our name out there on the pavement that's saying that we are here, we are about this to be seen, and many doors about to open up.
Okay. I mean, I hear that, and you're right. I think now is the perfect time. And the past year, if you guys wasn't, going downstairs in the basements in your labs or going into the gyms by yourself, and really doing some homework and revamping or revitalizing what you've been doing, you have just literally wasted a whole year. So, my partner Quincy here, he's all the way from Cincinnati, Ohio.
From
Wait,
Columbus,
Columbus, Ohio. I got it right.
you
Columbus,
better you got
Ohio.
one to see right.
Columbus, Ohio. Doing some things out there, and I'm sure he's gonna share his story. But he asked me to go live because I told you I am not the tech person, and I'm not social media, not the best at social media. But he's gonna get me together. So he said we need to go live and talk about the things that we've been talking about for the past year now. So I don't know if I should start with my story or because this is your
Yes,
show. I'm just here.
this is a live thing. So we want to start with you know telling who you are, talk about you know the IDDL in itself.
As you can see, Mr. Techie. He on his phone. He got two laptops up in front of him. He got 5 phones. So I think he wants me to start with who I am, and I'm going to go ahead and start while he's working his phone. So
Yes,
for those of you who don't know me,
making
my
sure
name is
that look, making sure that I'm on.
Both.
I'm on the schedule.
Okay. So both. So for those who don't know me, my name is Laila Little. Almost Sideways now. They call me, and everybody around the globe literally knows me as the Double Dutch Queen. I did not give myself that name. I was inherited that name, or not inherited, but I was given that name, and I appreciate that, and I make sure every day that I live up to that name. So my background, I have been jumping double dutch since I can remember. My school age friends taught me how to jump double dutch back when I was 8 years old, and then they told me to go down to the Boys and Girls Club in Newark, New Jersey, to go join the double dutch team. They found out it was a double dutch team there, and I was there. So fast forward, winning after 19 championships, we've been to the world. We were the first team in New Jersey to ever make it to the finals at American Double Dutch League Championship. We brought back the gold several times. And then we just grew a love for double dutch. I grew a love for double dutch. I was so passionate about double dutch, I decided to start my own team at the young age of 19. Fast forward, still jumping through college. I just saw double dutch, and I had a vision for double dutch, and I had a bigger vision for double dutch than where the team was going or where the team was at that time at the Boys and Girls Club. No shade to the Boys and Girls Club, but I just thought that I can do something bigger and better for the youth in inner cities, in Newark specifically, with the sport of double dutch. So after being a coach for a year or two, we decided to make double dutch, our organization, make our double dutch team a business. So we came up with Floyd Little's Double Dutch, the famous FLDD. Yes, I was the co-founder of FLDD, myself and my former partner. FLDD have traveled the world, doing shows all over the world. We grew a name for ourselves. We had a show on Lifetime called Jump. Yes, Lifetime's production
Yes.
company reached out and interviewed over 200 teams across the country, and they chose us. That's the story with Jump. They chose FLDD to be the team, the featured team in Jump. So after Jump, many people asked us to travel and train their teams, train their coaches, start their teams. And although we loved American Double Dutch League, we felt like, can we be honest here on this live? Or should I
Yeah,
be?
we can be honest. We can be very honest because.
All right. So no shame. We just no shade. And I have a love, and I will always have a love for American Double Dutch League because that's where it started. And you can't
Yes.
just eliminate your foundation. And these people has paved the way for me. However,
Yes.
I just felt like I wanted these teams, these coaches, these kids to get the same experience that I had when I was a kid. So in order to do so, I had to branch out and start my own league. And that is how IDDL became about. Hey, Cal. International Double Dutch League. We decided to name it IDDL because, like I said, I had a bigger vision. So not only did I want the kids to go and travel these different universities, I wanted them to get to get a cultural exchange going between other teams outside of the U.S. So my vision is to take U.S. kids, travel, and these are inner city kids who cannot afford these type of trips. But there's a will, there's a way, right? So
Exactly.
my vision is to give these kids the experience. Not only are they going to experience and travel to universities in the U.S., my goal is to make sure that they take a look at universities outside of the U.S. Because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when you attend college, there's always a foreign exchange program. And when we see a lot of students coming into the U.S. to take advantage of those foreign exchange programs, the U.S. inner city kids can also do the same thing and gain an experience by going to other universities to further their education. Traveling is education. Um,
Yes.
Quincy, your hand is all in the camera. Traveling is education within itself. And so that's where I'm going. So IDDL was brought about 4 years ago. The first championship was at Rutgers University, Newark. The second championship, we went to Cornell University, which is an Ivy League school. And these are inner city children taking advantage of these opportunities because of Double Dutch. There's a feedback, an echo. So the third one was in Atlantic City. Shout out to my girls down there, Princess Inc. in Atlantic City. That's where our third championship was. The kids had a ball on the boardwalk. They were able to take advantage of that opportunity by being on the beach and walking the boardwalk. These are things that our babies don't get to do on the norms. So my thing has always been exposure. My thing has always been exposure. So yeah, Quincy, it's an echo. It's an echo going on. I don't know if it's I think it's you because you got so many things on
And
at
the
the
echo
same time.
going, hold on, it's probably me.
It's some feedback. Yeah. So fast forward, the fourth year, we went to. Last year actually was going to be the fourth year. We were supposed to go to St. Thomas, University of St. Thomas, which is the HBC. I'm sorry, I missed out Lincoln University. We went to HBCU, Lincoln University in PA, which was far. Oh my good, that's a nice ride. So anyway, last year we were supposed to go to University of St. Thomas, which is also a HBCU, and I did not know that. So, but because of COVID, we weren't able to do so. So you already know that the Double Dutch Queen has something up my sleeve for my kids this upcoming year. Although we have to tweak some things and we are conscious of COVID and making sure that health is first, I want you guys to know that we are working on some fantastic things in the process. So that's IDDL. That's IDDL. Outside of International Double Dutch League, I own Jump Kids Health, which is the programming aspects of IDDL. This year, I'm going to somewhat mold them together so that everybody, not just Jump Kids, my Jump Kids organization, can take advantage of the great components we have, but all of my International Double Dutch League team can also take advantage. One being nutritional counseling, the other being mental health therapy. The other being, because it's important for our kids to know how to eat as an athlete. Although it's jump rope, and this is a pastime that's been in our culture for many, many, many years, it is you guys are still athletes. And it is important if you're going to be the best athlete. And if we have Olympics in the back of our minds, we have to start thinking about training as
Yes,
an athlete and as a professional athlete. Yes, the
yes,
International Double Dutch League is for amateurs. However, IDDL is on a long-term path. And if we're talking about Olympics, then we have to begin training our teams in the inner cities as such. And the one thing that's going to be the most important thing is nutrition, our diets. How are we taking care of our bodies outside of practice? You have to have endurance. You have to have stamina. You have to have these things. Why? Because that's what makes up how your body is going to perform on the floor. Mental health is so key. When we talked about Floyd Little's Double Dutch some minutes ago, and I can remember stories of adverse experiences that our kids had to overcome and persevere. And being the Double Dutch teams, being that the Double Dutch teams or the Double Dutch clubs are these kids' outlets, we need to provide a platform for these kids to talk about the things that they're experiencing outside of practice again. We're talking about, so Jump Kids is all about nutritional counseling. It's all about mental health therapy. So we want to provide that not just for Jump Kids teams, but for other teams under the International Double Dutch League umbrella. So that's one other thing that we're going to talk about implementing. And if you're a member of IDDL, you're going to have access to these things. They're not going to be out of pocket. So we're going to talk, I'm going to talk to my coaches. I'm going to talk to my state reps and making sure that these teams and these babies are taking advantage of nutritional counseling as well as the mental health therapy that we're going to be providing. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that because I too grew up in the inner city. I'm not just somebody coming from the suburbs and coming down and joining the board or starting some league. And I know nothing about how these babies are living on an everyday basis. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. And for those of you who know anything about North New Jersey, you know it could be rough. However, there are programs and opportunities for children like myself who grew up in Newark to overcome these adversities. So I want to make sure that IDDL have that same platform. IDDL is empowering our youth in every aspect. And if you're not a member of IDDL, I don't know what you're waiting for, but you need to call me and you need to be a part
Yes.
of IDDL because this is the new wave. This is
Yes.
about moving forward. And I talked about technology. We're going to make sure that we have people on our team who are keeping up with the latest. Because these kids, they're learning on their phones, they're making YouTube pages. So we need to know how to implement those things that they're interested in our league. And so we have people like Quincy, we have a photographer on deck, we have some therapists on deck, we have doctors on deck, we have dietitians on deck. So I don't know if you're not a part of IDDL, I don't know what you're doing. And I'm
So
gonna
what
stop there,
state?
Quincy. You have other questions for me? I think I've given a huge synopsis of where I'm from and
Yep, because that would
my background.
segue into because you always talk about past events and what's going on. That led to segue into what states are represented in the league right now.
Okay, so now, of course, we have New Jersey.
In countries,
Shout out
states and
to,
countries.
I'm sorry.
States and countries that are represented in the league
Sure.
right now.
Perfect. Okay, so shout out to Jersey. We have Jersey City involved. We have Newark involved. We have a few South Jersey teams involved. Right now, we have several teams in New York. Shout out to Brooklyn. Brooklyn holds it down, and our tournament's heavy. They always come in strong. We have a few teams in Brooklyn. We have upstate New York involved. We have PA, and not just Philly. We have York, PA, that are members of IDDL. We have Ohio, but I'm just waiting for Ohio team to show up. Another Ohio team to show up because we did have Cincinnati, Ohio on deck. Last year they took a year off, but hopefully they'll come back. So we do have Ohio represented. Hopefully we'll get more cities from Ohio represented. We did have a Connecticut team, but hopefully they will. I miss my girl in Connecticut. Shout out to them. We also have who else we have participating. Um, I think North Carolina is on board. We have. Let's skip over to Nigeria, and this is why I have my Nigeria sweatsuit on today because I wanted to show you that the Double Dutch Queen is out here working. So not only are we represented in the U.S., but we also represented in our continent, Africa. We gotta if we go anywhere else, we gotta go to Africa. So I've been to Africa and I've done a huge workshop. It was very successful. And not only was Nigeria there, Togo was there. And shout out to the Nigerian team who I trained Double Dutch, who participated in National Double Dutch League's virtual tournament that took place in December. I was
Yes.
happy to see them participate in the tournament. My thing is this: be active. Be active. Keep the team going. I don't care if you participate in other league tournaments. That's great. And the opportunity presented itself, so why not? But shout out to that
Right.
team. I love those
Shout
kids.
out.
They are brilliant, and they're going to be excellent. They're going to be the team to beat in the next couple of years. Mark my words.
Oh yeah,
Quincy,
they are
feedback.
because
Y'all
them
be crazy.
them I did like when I seen the tournament and back in my mind I said this is what I seen. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna ask later on. And they sat there in place. They sat there in place and they was none. I said, oh this I said give them a year. Give them by next year or this year coming and they gonna be up there with these Japanese folks and everybody else in the world up there like to see them and say, oh yeah, they can jump like these
And you already
these
know if I come back over there at least twice a year, they gonna be the team to beat.
right.
Let's argue, coaches. Let's argue. If I go over there
Right.
to train them, who gonna beat them? Who wanna argue? Put it on the page right now. Comment below if you want some sauce from Coach Double Dutch Queen. Comment below. Anyway,
Is
I
that
think you pinned International Double Dutch League. Is that my page? Is that the current page, or is it?
that's your page? I pinned your page, your personal page, and I put
Okay. Because I know we
the
had
page
an
also.
old IDDL page, and just make sure you pin the right IDDL page.
Yeah,
So
it's
anyway,
on the, if you put the International Double H D, you should see the logo of it on there if you type it in because it's always being typed into the search. You should see the logo IDDL on there, and you
okay.
know that's the page.
I think it's at International DD League. I think. I'm not sure.
No, this type in when you type in and look for the International Double Dutch League, type in International Double Dutch, and it will pop up IDDL. And
Okay.
I did it several times just to make sure.
Okay. So outside of the tournament coming up, Quincy
what
now,
are we looking for now?
right? Mr. QuincyKeith is now part of the board. He's going to spearhead some of the new categories that we're going to introduce in the tournament. When I tell you IDDL is jumping off the charts this year, you guys do not want to miss what we have in store this year.
Yes,
You guys want to follow our page. You want to join, subscribe to our email list. Um, you want to follow our YouTube page that Quincy is starting. You want to follow our Facebook. You do not want to miss any of the announcements that's going to take place coming up, because we have some great things in store, and we're being more inclusive this year. So it's not just about inner city teams. We're going to be more inclusive. I can't say anything right now, but we're the amount of inclusive. Oh my God, I can't even talk. But you want to follow us because we have some great things that's going to take place in the upcoming year.
yes.
So this is just an introduction. I just wanted to get on here. Quincy got on me about not going live and not
Not gonna. I told. This is
about
what I told her.
about
I
what's going
said
on.
this
So
is the time. I said while the payment's dry, ain't nobody really talking about it. Let's do this. I said I've been, with me now that I was already a part of IDDL and I was trying to spread because I was before I moved back home to Columbus. I was in Chicago and unfortunately I got shot there in Chicago. But I was opening up doors with the IDDL through another organization, Black Girls Jump. Shout out to Miss Ayana.
right.
Um,
We didn't finish the list of states. So Chicago, Illinois is a state. Dr. Ayana Haroon is the state rep in Chicago, Illinois. So if I didn't mention your state, then you need to reach out to us so that you could be a representative of your state. Um,
Definitely because it's the
I
time.
think Chicago was the only one that I missed, right? Did I
Yeah,
miss?
you miss that I know so far. Chicago. You said Connecticut. That North Carolina. You forgot what about the woman you did in North Carolina?
Yes, North Carolina is involved. I do have a coach in South Carolina. She didn't start her team yet, but she is certified. I think COVID messed up a lot of things, but she's gonna get a team started in South Carolina as well. Um, and I believe Delaware is coming on board as well. But there's gonna be a few names. But I didn't. If you're on this live and I didn't mention your state, I didn't mention anywhere close to you, and you would like to start a team, then feel free because we love training new coaches and we love building
Yes.
new teams. And we will, unlike anybody else, we will help you from start to finish, from getting the paperwork done, from finding a place where you could practice, to getting your kids ready and trained for the up and coming tournament. And then even after that, we have brushing classes as well. So there's nobody who's more passionate about building a league than the Double Dutch Queen. Why? Because I was one who sat on that floor. I am the only league founder who was a jumper, who was a coach, and have their own league now. So I understand where you're coming from, regardless of whether you're a jumper, you're a coach, or you're a league founder or an administrator. I am the only league founder who can say that and who can have that or who had that experience in every aspect of WDUT. So
She better say that. Y'all better give her just dues and everything else because she's the only one. That's why I was so passionate about connecting with her because me being Quincy, I'm a network person. I'm gonna network with you. You're a stranger because there's something out there doing that. And the fact that she was passionate about the fact that the message, the motto was, I'm trying to get more graduate students in our community and this teach double dutch and this teach a healthy lifestyle with double dutch.
mhm.
I said y'all better give her just dues and everything else
So
because this.
Quincy,
I
talk
said
about
my
that
sister.
story because I know they're trying to figure out why are you laying down and why you got that pillow behind you and your personality is so bubbly. They probably
Well,
can't even fathom why you in the bed.
while
Very
y'all know, so my story is this with double dutch. I started doing double dutch in Columbus, but I started doing it when I was 12. The double dutch coach and the boxing coach were actually dating. And the fact that they worked out, I like to work out. I said, why not do workouts with them and all that? Eventually, I started turning. I started learning how to turn. So one of the girls purposely did. I thought I later on they purposely did this. That one of the girls got hurt, and I competed in the ADDL in this term. Then eventually, from there, they had this girl. Her name is Emily, but they call her Big Bertha. And you know when you get a Big Bertha, you know what that means. So nobody would do partner tricks with her and everything. And she was a good jumper, but she was this, this a fabulous girl. And I said, I'll go with you because you asked me that question, why don't you do it? And I said, sure, why not? I'll go with you and and be your partner, whatever. And she taught me how to jump, and we were doing things. So then I see my strength there. That okay, I can do partner stuff. So I did my little. I didn't go like. I did compete in tournaments and do stuff. I didn't do like nothing like too super big because my focus was still on boxing and yet finding who I was.
Why you box?
Yeah, I used to box. Yeah, I box.
I
know
that.
things that you didn't know.
Wow.
So boxing actually introduced me to double dutch, and then when I got older, I started connecting with folks. Like I knew, like I got to see before Mr. Walker died. I got to talk to him and visit him before. So my time with the double dutch was.
We met at IDDL camp when I was training.
Yep.
At IDDL camp, right?
That's what we met at. I was going for that. So I started. So I started with this I forgot what the house called down here, but it's a community house. And the community house, they serve the underprivileged and they serve everybody and help everybody. They had a double dutch team. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll be a part of that, whatever. And at first I was just a assistant to them and a coach to them because I was getting the children and I was getting them to come and make it bigger. They already had something, but shout outs to Mr. Sean, Coach Trina, Coach Sharon, Coach Nikki, Coach Danielle. There's a lot of women, and there's a lot of women that you will see, especially here in Columbus, that they each of them women want to do something, and I want to be a part of that. But that's stay tuned for that. But they started with that, and I was pushing them out there like, well, let's connect with this team. Let's connect with this network. Let's connect with this person. I was the one like, let's go reach out. So eventually I reached out, went back, and it's funny that Miss Walker was Lauren, David Walker's daughter. She started carrying on the legacy. I reached out to her and she's like, sure, let's go to the camp. That's when I met Laila and Kwani at. And ever since then, me and Laila been like this because that's my girl. I'll be like, oh my goodness. And then when she had the opportunity to be on Lifetime, I was shouting out everything. I said, you doing it big. And then the fact that she told me one day, she was like, Quincy, I started my own league. At first I looked at her, I said, girl, you ain't starting nothing. You still, but I said, you and Kwani still together. Y'all still doing like that, something. She's like, Quincy, I really started my own league. So fast forward, it's been a couple of years. I didn't got an assignment in Chicago. And I said, why not stay with the assignment in Chicago? I got with I was trying to connect with different teams in Chicago, and Miss Laila, she was like, Laila. I was like, Laila, and her last name Little Shack, yeah. She about to come down there, she about to do a workshop. That's when I reconnected back with Laila, and I was like, oh, so you was serious about this. You really was on it. Okay, since you on it, I'm about to be on it with you.
That's right. And you've been rocking out since. Sorry, I'm trying to get myself together. I'm terrible with this stuff.
Look, it's all right. Look, we all.
All right, I think we good. Yeah, so
that's how.
Quincy been rocking with me ever since, and it's been 3 years since I've been in Chicago, or 2
yep.
years since I've been in Chicago. In fact, crazy Dr. Haroon from Black Girls Jump, founder of Black Girls Jump, she done jumped on a plane and went with me to Nigeria to help them train over there. She crazy down the way. That's my girl. Shout out to
yes.
Ghana. That is my girl. So I want to talk about my last trip to Ghana. Now,
yes.
This past December, I went to Ghana, and you guys know I'm really strong in my roots. I'm big on Black history. I'm big on knowing thyself. And so I went to Ghana, and I was able to go to the castle, Elamina Castle. And for those of you who don't know what the Elamina Castle is, I want you to go back and read about it. But this is where the slave ships would come and pick up the Africans, our ancestors, and dropped them off at different destinations, including Africa, the islands, and other places in the world. So being in those dungeons and actually witnessing what our ancestors had to go through, or listening to it, because you can't witness it, but actually listening to what they were saying about what our ancestors were going through. 600 men being shoved and stuffed in these small dungeons, 400 women stuffed in the rooms next door, in the dungeon next door, and the captain really standing outside of his bedroom looking down and picking which woman he wanted for that night, was just insane. It took me to a whole nother level. So I want to talk about this because that trip to Ghana really took me to another place, because my husband, being from Nigeria, born and raised in Nigeria, still there, had a different hindsight, a different view of the castle than me being born in America. See, over there, what he said was, we know about slavery, but we don't really know about slavery because we're here. You know what I'm saying? And I never took on that perspective, because we know what our ancestors went through over here, but they're still there. And so because he told me that there was a lack of knowledge and a lack of education on what their people over here, i.e. us, our ancestors, been through, I wanted to change the trajectory of what IDDL stands for. I really want to bring that connection between our youth over here and the youth over there, and making them really see that we are one people. This is why when they come over here, we're not united, because we really don't have that connection. And they don't see us as their people. They don't understand that we're still suffering from slavery. Literally, biologically, physically, emotionally, we're still suffering from what happened to our ancestors. Could you imagine being dropped off? First of all, the torture that they went through over there. You're in this one room. Y'all speak different languages. You're no clothes, no bathrooms, no nothing. Food just thrown in there. Some didn't eat, some didn't make it. Some chose to fight, and some chose to starve themselves because they wasn't going to be slaves. You're talking about kings, queens snatched from their villages. So the people, the Africans, our African family men, brothers and sisters in Africa, don't have this connection to us because they don't talk about, and they're not being taught what slavery and how their people got from there to over there. So there's no real connection. So what I want to do with IDDL, not just teach them how to jump ropes, but I want to intertwine, take those ropes and intertwine the youth here and the youth there. So that's going to be part of my mission, to really educate both sides. Because you'll be surprised how many of us here don't really know our history. So alongside of coaching technique, I want to educate our folk and our young folk, our future leaders, on who we are. And that's where I am. Like, God, this trip really blew me and took me for a loop, especially because my husband, we were able to have a conversation, and he was able to share with me his perspective of slavery and how he felt in the castles. And all he could just say, like, I felt so bad for my people. I just felt so bad for my people. So now he really see that we are one people. Like, he, real talk, he might be my cousin down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. We might be from the same,
you don't know, but hey,
we might be from the same tribe.
Right.
That's a lack of education, and they do that on purpose. We so scared to go to Africa because this is what they instilled in our head. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, you gotta take mad shots. Oh, it's real expensive. But when you go over there, you see mad other nationalities over there.
Exactly.
Why? But we're scared. We'll go to Paris. We'll go to the islands. We'll go to Mexico. We'll go to Jamaica. We'll go to Bermuda. We'll go to London. But we will not go back home. That's by design. That's by design. And the people over there, when our ancestors over there come over here, they keep us separated because they know how powerful it would be if we all came together. So you know what they say? Oh, Black Americans are crazy. Black American women, don't mess with them. Don't marry them because they crazy, they stupid, they lazy. It's by design. So anyway, before I go off topic, I wanted to bring that to the forefront And I wanted to let you guys know that the mission is going to be somewhat changed. Although education was in the mission before, but I want to take the education of our people to a whole nother level and really make sure that we make that connection between the youth over there and the youth here.
So for all those, she was telling so eloquently. So let me say it in the words of being woke now. Don't get us wrong. We are, like the saying goes, our backyard right now ain't really looking at what we want to look like, and we want to fix our backyard for our people. Don't get us wrong. We will reach out to the other leads and cultures, but right now we gotta be for our people.
We got to
Right
fix our
now.
own backyard. We got to fix our own house.
we,
We
we
got to
got
fix
we
it
got to reach our
ourselves.
people and make our people understand and connect our
Yes,
people. Our people being that we are any shot of black shade, any type of brown shade you are people, and we need to connect you because it's like my friends and all that. When I connect my friends, I tell them even though that you are. You know you're a dark skinned Mexican. Honestly, you being dark skinned Mexican, you know that you got African roots.
yeah,
That
we
your
were just
peoples come
dropped off
from
at different
the
places.
motherland. I like even though that you got the Spaniard and all that mix, just know that they was taking us and splitting us everywhere. That's why you get the dark skinned Mexicans or Latins. They call themselves Latinx because they know they have other cultures in them, especially African cultures, especially them being black.
We taking our babies to Cuba. We taking our babies to South Africa. We taking our babies to Ghana. And we're gonna make sure that their teams and their babies are participating so that we can engage in a culture exchange that we just gonna be powerful. We just gonna be powerful. And when we see generations after generations graduating from IDDL to colleges, excelling, they're gonna come back and they're gonna be the judges, they're gonna be the coaches, and they're gonna keep this thing going. Because after a while, I'm gonna have to sit down. I can't do it forever. I
Right.
can't
Like,
do it.
right now she is feeling like
So we're gonna
as the
have to.
queen herself and the president herself, she just sit down and just make sure that everything delegate right in this there and then this me, because she has a daughter and her daughter take the reins and take over and go, okay, mother, let's put this in a new light. So that being
And
said
we
with
have to
that,
be willing to let go. We got to be
right.
willing to know that okay, we obsolete, and there's some new things happening right now that it wasn't out. I only had the internet. They might have some other junk flying into space, and that's not. It's not our era. So we got to know when to let go and pass the baton. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of things don't last in our communities is because we want to continue to be in the limelight, and you got to know when it's time for you to be in the backstage, just pointing and being a mentor. Like that's important. That's important.
Yes. That's very
You got
important
to
for
do it
the
before it's dead. You got to do it when the momentum is still there.
right. And then at that's when you make the people like myself that still I'm so young and this like being in for like don't get me wrong, I was always a person in the background. I thought the background people do the work and now God has pushed me like you need to be in the forefront because your time is now and you got a voice to speak and then at that you put a new breath or fresh air into something in a new different light and also you recruit people like minded like you and even younger that needs this so make this organization or make this still pumping so we can have this for the longevity purposes
Mhm. Mhm.
and to keep it in us. So that being said, the IDDL, we are looking for coaches. We are looking for people to donate to us
Right.
because like the mission said, we said we do serve the underprivileged child, and some people don't got it, and we understand. But you donate a little something, time, money, whatever you can do, will help us in the long run, extremely with the come on
With the mission.
motto. Uh,
With the mission.
there you go, Mr. Statement. That's why she's the president because it
Right.
was
So
up
go
to
to our
my
website,
mom.
internationalddleague.org. Email me llittle at everything is up on our page though. Llittle at internationalddleague.org. And if for some reason that email is acts up sometimes, you can just email weareiddl at gmail. That's we and then AREIDDL at gmail. Um, I'm always around. I'm always available. I do have an assistant now, so if I don't get the email directly, my assistant will let me know that you have an email and someone is inquiring about coaching or training or whatever, going to be in a part of IDDL. All right, Quincy. So I think we have given them an earlobe today.
Hold on, we gonna talk about the adults. Hold on,
Thoughts.
the
Oh yeah.
adults, the adults, adults. We are looking for you too.
Oh, adult. Okay, okay.
This
Adult.
because that we are doing it for children. We as Black Americans, you know, y'all was out there with the Stitcher cords, all those phone cords, whatever, and y'all was jump in and do your thing. And guess we have something, a part of the IDDL for the adults that can compete too. We ain't forget about y'all and us.
Yeah, we have the adult. We have the adult category as well. So you can go ahead and be a part of Jump Into Shape. That's Jump Into Shape is the or Adult Double Dutch League. That's under IDDL umbrella where you can still jump and compete as an adult. So we're looking for you
We,
too. I'm glad you
we
put that out. I
right,
forgot.
right. Look. See, we ain't forget about y'all
Two
because that's
heads is better
important
than
too.
one.
You know, and look, the whole family can jump. The
The
kids
whole
can
thing.
jump on one side, the family can jump on this side, and then putting out there, there's a category for the family can jump together.
There
This
you go.
this
Boom.
saying.
Boom. All
So if
right.
y'all have any questions, y'all can type them on here,
Yes.
and also in the typing on here, y'all can. I know it's a question bubble at the bottom that you can put your questions on.
Okay. I don't
Cause
even
I
know.
don't see none. I don't see them on my side.
I don't know. I just see comments. I don't see no question. Nothing.
Oh, look. Shout out to I forgot Michelle and
Oh, double dutch aerobics. I
the
did see
dog
them hop on here
the
for
dog
double
robot dog the
dutch
ADD the
aerobics. I
doctor
did see them.
robots was on here. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, from ATL. They out there doing it big. They just got a new studio.
Yes.
I think they got a youth program starting too. This week. I think they're starting this week.
No, they've been started that long. They started that
No,
beginning
they
of this
at
month.
the class, the youth class. I think it just started on the 23rd or something like that.
I know it started this month. So y'all got any
Yeah.
question or anything over here? Hey. For those who late doing live, I'm talking with the president, the queen herself, Laila Little, with the IDDL, the president, uh, the founder,
Of
the
international double.
CEO of Jump and Shape, Jump Kids Health, and everything else. Y'all can catch this live will be saved on this page, so y'all can catch it live again and replay this live on this page. I'm also putting it on my personal page also. But if y'all want to have start your double S team or just start being involved with the IDDL, I did pin her personal Instagram on here and the IDDL's Instagram on here so y'all can reach out. Y'all can always reach out to me because I will always send y'all back to her. Or if you got any immediate questions, I'll tell her, hey, blah, blah, blah. If y'all want to donate something, y'all want to donate time, anything
And
will
we are
help.
a 501c3. So anything that you donate, you can write off as a tax write-off. We have our paperwork in order. We are on point. We are an official organization, nonprofit organization. Excuse me, my daughter has officially got restless, so she done came out her room now. So if there's nothing else, I thank you for inviting me to this live. I think we shall do
Yes.
it again. I think we should do it maybe once a week. I don't know, once every other week. But you let me know. That's your thing.
Oh
We
yeah,
can come
we
back.
definitely,
All right.
we definitely will do that. And hello for the coach from Dubai. Look, the coach from Dubai that's coaching Double Dutch. If you would like to be a part of the IDDL, we're looking for you too, because you are yet brown and black.
Okay. Hey,
So of
Coach
course
from
we want you.
Dubai. If you Muslim, salam alaikum. But other than that, yeah, I had some people in Morocco too. I had a team in Morocco too. And I was trying to fundraise for them 2 years ago to get them to the championship, but something didn't happen on their end over there and they couldn't leave. So, I mean, we out here. We out here. We small.
Yes.
Our name
But
ring
this
bell.
was a wonderful life, y'all. We will be
Yeah.
doing this at least for the IDDL, for the IDDL, we were doing this at least once a month on different platforms and different pages. So we can be heard, we can be seen, and y'all know that we are out here. Also, at that time, we have more stuff presented and out so y'all can be more, so we can be more accessible. And I'm putting that word out there, accessible, because there's something else that's rolling out also with that being accessible.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yes,
All right, Quincy. Thanks for having me and welcome aboard. Congratulations for being a part of the International Double Dutch League board.
You know, I feel so. Hold on, me my little. You see my board. Look, a pack of alcohol swabs. I'd like to thank the board, everybody for letting me. Like now, y'all already know what it is.
It's a nut. All right, bye, Quincy.
Bye. She will. So y'all, if y'all missed this live, y'all can this live will be posted on here. I love you. Just know I love you and you have a purpose here. Thank you all for viewing my video. If you want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, always be Bay. That bomb ass energy.